We all remember the Jussie Smollett story, right? Well, the Nigerian brothers, yeah, they did a video and they did a reenactment of the whole thing. They did a reenactment of the whole thing. This is one of the funniest shit I've ever seen. These are the white dudes in MAGA hats. This is who Jussie Smollett told us. This shit is so funny. I would never imagine they would be caught up in some shit like this. But this happened. This is great. So here we go.
They took our beautiful bench. This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked them. So we got here with 10 minutes to spare, and we had to plan our escape route to survey the land. His building is actually right here, right above the stairs.
Bro, there is no substitute for self-awareness. There just isn't. These guys are so self-aware. They're so well-spoken. They're so funny, and they're just owning it. Now, you have to acknowledge, as likable as these guys are, what they did is equally as bad as what Jussie Smollett did, because they played a part in this. Like they got money and they portrayed a negative image about Trump supporters that was a flat out lie. Okay. All that is true. Everybody fucks up, makes mistakes. Some mistakes are worse than others. Okay. That's just life. As I said, I'm going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. So these guys, I kind of feel like I like these guys after seeing this. Here we go.
We're going to attack them at. We made sure we got there at 2 a.m. sharp.
On the dot.
On the dot. We had no phones because he did not want us to bring any phones. He said, so we don't lose them. I don't know if that's really the reason, but you can deduce your own reason. So 2 a.m., he was nowhere to be found. He was not there. So we were like, damn, what do? We didn't have no way of contacting him. He had no way of contacting us. So we waited here for about, what? 4 minutes?
It was about 4 minutes, 4 minutes, but it felt like forever.
Because it was cold as balls. So I saw him out the corner of my eye, and I was like, okay.
This dude is on Fox, and he said it was cold as balls. I love these guys, man. These guys are fantastic.
Because it was cold as balls. So I saw him out the corner of my eye, and I was like, okay, that's him. Let's go. We gotta go get this Empire. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Is that him?
That's that nigga.
It's that nigga.
Get that nigga.
Oh, he's moving fast. Come on, let's get him.
Get that nigga.
Let's get him. As we crossed the street, we said, hey, to get his attention.
Hey, Nick.
Hey. He turned around, looked at us, and that's when we started yelling the famous slurs he wanted us to yell. Hey,
aren't you that Empire?
Hey, Empire fat Nick. It's MAGA country. Yeah. And then he said, what did you say to me? And then that's when I threw the first punch at him. I held the blow because I didn't want to hurt him, of course. So I made it look real, but I held it. Then we started tussling, moving around, and then I threw him to the ground. He wanted it to look like he fought back. That was very important for him because he said, hey, don't just beat my ass, make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot. So we did that, and then I threw him to the ground. And after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went like this. Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real, like he really did get his ass beat. After I did that, I fake kicked him. I don't know what he was doing. I wasn't paying attention.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt. Then I finally put the rope around his face. I did not put it around his neck. I just placed it on his face, and that's when we took off.
That's it. That's it. Dude, I love those guys. Those guys are great. Those guys are the best. So, hey, I totally forgive him. I totally forgive him. That's the way you do it, bro. You just have self-awareness. Those guys are funny. They clearly like, hey, they wanted money. This idiot, just Jussie Smollett, this actor, which again, I didn't know who he was. They offered him money. And so they're like, all right, cool, man. For whatever it was, $3,000 or $4,000. Okay. Hey, all good. So I 100% like, I'm cool with those guys. I love those guys. They 100% need their own YouTube channel, man. Those guys are funny as hell. So that is just fantastic.